Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Lana and today I have specially prepared lamb Maqluba. It's my first time preparing this dish and decided to share with you guys the recipe. So let's explore this together. The first ingredient that we have is chopped garlic, Arabic 7 spices, ginger paste, also chopped yellow onions. It's up to your preference how fine you want to chop them. Also the bay leaves, cardamom, and cinnamon stick. Of course, for my dishes, especially when I'm adding in meat, I would prefer to use beef stock cubes to enhance the flavor. So for today's Maqluba, I'll be adding in 2 of the stock cubes. The main ingredient of all, the lamb shoulder chops. It's thin slices, it's faster to cook, so we'll try this for today. Now I'll be adding in canola oil to fry the onions. Just sufficient, not too much, but it's up to your preference, of course. Now once the oil is hot enough, I'll be adding in the chopped onions. Also the chopped garlic. And we'll just stir them till the onion turns a bit translucent. Now while the onion is still cooking, I will add in the ginger paste to the onion and stir them up for a bit. Now I'll be adding in the spices. We'll be adding in 2 bay leaves, 1 cinnamon stick cut into half, and 3 cardamom. Let's mix them up. Now I'll be adding in the 2 beef stock cubes, which I mentioned earlier. It's up to you whether to add it or not, but for me, I like to enhance the flavor of the meat stock. So this is just an add-on on top of the lamb shoulder chops, which we will boil together with this mixture. Now I'll be adding in the Arabic 7 spices. So in total, I've used about 4 tablespoons for the spices, and we'll mix them first. At the same time, do prepare the grounded black pepper and also salt to be added onto this mixture. Just add some grounded black pepper. It's up to you. For me, I will just add probably in total about 1 teaspoon of it. And also for the salt, I'll be adding in a total of 1 1/4 tablespoon. Now I'll be adding in the lamb shoulder chops. In total, I have 2 kilograms of this lamb. So now I'll be adding them bit by bit, and at the same time stir them with the mixture to ensure that they are properly and evenly coated. Here comes the last piece of lamb. Now that is evenly mixed, we are gonna leave it to cook for about 10 minutes before adding in water. Mix the meat one more time to ensure that all the spices are absorbed. I'll be adding in some water, just enough to cover the meat, and set it to sit in the pressure cooker for about 30 minutes. Or you can check if it's not tender enough, you can set the timer for longer than 30 minutes. Gonna lock this pressure cooker, and of course, right after, check the safety valve because that's very important. So you know, Maqluba means upside down, so what we are preparing today is an upside down rice, and we have eggplants here and tomatoes for garnishing. It will be at the top of the rice. We're gonna slice the eggplant and also season them with salt, pepper, and olive oil. Tomatoes as well. Tomatoes, the main role here is to prevent the rice from sticking to the base, and it will prevent it from burning, of course. I'm seasoning the sliced eggplants with olive oil, coarse black pepper, and a sprinkle of salt. Just lightly pan fry the eggplant in my happy coal, of course. Here comes the steaming hot cooked lamb shoulder chops and the spices we have added in earlier. Smells so fragrant. I have set aside the cooked lamb shoulder chops to be arranged later into the pot of Maqluba rice. It's so tender, as you can see here. And of course, we have the ready eggplants, which we have pan fried earlier on. Here I'm just wiping the pot of rice with oil and also with a kitchen towel to just evenly spread it out and to prevent it from sticking later on, so it's easier for us to flip the Maqluba. Sliced tomatoes, which I was arranging them in the pot of rice. This is for the base, of course. In total, I used about 2 tomatoes. It should be sufficient. And next, adding in the eggplant. Just ensure that you cover the tomatoes below, and probably just try to add a total of 2 layers of it to prevent the rice from sinking down to the base. I'm gonna be adding in the meat on top of the layer of eggplants. I probably used half or slightly more than half of the total portion. It's to ensure that there's enough space for me to be adding the rice. So the excess meat, you can keep it to have it for the next round, or you can just store it aside. Now adding in the basmati rice, which I have soaked earlier on for about 30 minutes. Next, adding in the meat stock from which we have boiled the lamb earlier on with all the Arabic spices. This is the main ingredient for the rice, as it will give you all the flavors that you want. And just ensure that the rice is just slightly covered with water above its height. I'll just add a little more sprinkle of salt to the rice to ensure that it has flavor. I added in a little bit more of water to the rice. And to the rice cooker we go. Just gonna let it cook till it's done.
نقلب المقلوبة. بسم الله. ها؟
This is the end product, the maqluba, which we were cooking earlier on, and now let's try it.
مقلوبة أردنية بالباذنجان. ما شاء الله ما شاء الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Alhamdulillah, we are done with preparing the maqluba for today. It's very delicious. And do like and share my video. Hope you enjoy watching it. And thank you. Hope to be cooking more the next time around. See you guys.